My father sank a ship with everyone on board. I'm afraid the Risk Atlas drove him mad, just like Edgar.
Don't despair, Anna. Perhaps it's not too late to save your father. I think I've worked out a way to travel back to your time. But you will need to make a new mesa for Darwin using Tantalite.
Where do I find Tantalite?
By the Queen's castle, the King's Bishop 8. Quickly, before the storm passes. We have to use its energy with the crystals.
Darwin, my real name is Anna. I just wanted you to know in case you... Well, I just wanted you to know.
Darwin knows not Thomas. Darwin has always known not Thomas's name.
But... Not quite ready yet. Are you okay?
Darwin is always ready.
Do you trust me? Because I'm not so sure myself. My mother is more than a little batty, and my father might be, I don't know, a homicidal maniac, maybe?
Not Thomas prevented 2 disasters. The technical term for this is... miracle.
I suppose that's true. Do you trust Thomas?
Thomas is right. Not Thomas knows.
Did you hear everything that Thomas said?
Break Darwin's maser.
I'm going to make you a maser that's hundreds of times more powerful. We don't know exactly what it'll do to you. Do I need to let you wind down before I open you?
Unnecessary.
If I take out your maser, will you forget me?
Darwin does not remember forgetting anything.
I see a purple velvet box with various crystals inside, and an empty maser. Maybe it'll work without your crystal, Darwin. I won't need anything here to make a new maser. I won't need anything here to make a new maser. He had such a funny way of walking. Freakishly long legs. That's his old maser. I need to mix tantalite crystals with his, then make a new maser. That should do it. I assembled him in the secret lab under my mansion. I feel like such a mad scientist.
Eberling, I presume.
There it is, the Perils of Man, my father's journal of the disasters he created, all for the good of mankind. I need to make him uncertain? Isn't being certain a good thing?
Not always. If every consequence were known in advance, there would be no such thing as risk. But without risk, some crucial part of our humanity is lost. We would all become like my automatons.
Darwin was more than an automaton.
I should not have phrased it like that. You've been through a lot together, haven't you?
What do we do when we find him?
Our only chance is to convince your father to remove his risk atlas.
What good will that do?
The risk atlas gives you certainty. If his risk atlas is as powerful as I suspect, he can see everything we do well in advance. But we want him to be uncertain, to start thinking like a human being again.
Maybe I shouldn't waste my time with him. I did fine without him all these years.
Hear him out, and then decide.
If my father has gone the same way as Edgar, it's too late to help him.
Perhaps, perhaps not. He's done all of this to establish some kind of relationship with you.
It doesn't feel like that.
If there is any emotional connection with his past remaining, it will be with you. Use this to your advantage.
If we survive this night, show me how Darwin works.
It would be my delight to teach you.
It's a shame. I'm going to miss Darwin.
Yes, but it's the risk you took. Now, you have me.
He was a friend. I don't have many.
Yes, it is most unfortunate. He was my friend as well.
Did I make the mesa wrong? Is this my fault?
No, Anna. Darwin was simply not built for this.
Will Darwin be okay?
I'm sorry, Anna. It was a risk we had to take.
Couldn't we go back in time and save Elsie?
I tried once. Edgar stopped me.
Edgar? Why would he do that?
Every change has consequences. Edgar must have seen something he didn't like. You, perhaps.
Me?
It's very possible that if Elsie doesn't fall off that glacier, you will never exist.
Okay, I think I'm starting to understand what you mean by consequences. Why would Edgar be so angry with you?
Perhaps he was right to be. After we lost Elsie, I fear I rejected him. I became obsessed with my experiments.
Up until now, I never realized how lucky people are to let the past stay in the past.
That sounds like something Elsie would have said.
Is my father using the risk atlas to direct his own fate? He used the phrase, compass any future to an absolute certainty.
This goes back to Edgar. Before I could perfect the risk atlas, Edgar began to experiment with it in secret. He felt that I blamed him for Elsie's death, and he was angry with me, so he used the risk atlas selfishly to spite me. It began with gambling, but he soon realized that if he could anticipate the future, he could change the future too.
Why does using the risk atlas seem so risky? Didn't you invent it to eliminate risk?
I designed the risk atlas to see risk, not to eliminate it. What I didn't understand was that in the long run, avoiding all risk is in itself a risk. Perhaps the greatest risk of all.
How did you come through time?
My topaz crystal. It was tuned to Darwin's mesa. Luckily, they mistook it for jewelry at the asylum.
Are you really here?
Yes. I believe so.
I've seen your painting for years, but I must be a surprise to you.
You certainly have the mind of an Eberling. Although I am a bit startled by your clothes.
Yeah, we discovered that bustles and corsets tend to get in the way of lab work.
No, I'd forgotten about jeans. They went out of style in the 2020s.
Okay, what do we do next?
You wait here. I need a moment to cobble together a second risk atlas. I can use the mazer from Darwin. I'll need to concentrate by myself. Under no circumstances should you go anywhere until I'm finished.
Oh, bye. Thomas, may I help?
Don't disrupt me, child. I'm working as fast as I can.
There's a note on the book. From Father.
Anna, Thomas won't help you now. You're only putting a broken old man in harm's way. This has always been between us. Our future together is in this book. If you're up for the adventure, all you need to do is open it.
Known what?
That it was going to be destroyed by an airship crashing into George Ferris's wheel on the second day of the fair.
They're dead. I've never seen anyone dead before.
That's of no use to you now. It cannot predict what I'm going to do next. You must see the world through a risk atlas like mine.
The label says it's for disinfecting drinking water. Not yet. I have to be sure it's the right thing to do. Full of innocent people. Change course and lock the rudder? Not yet. I have to be sure it's the right thing to... Father, can't we leave all this death and destruction behind once and for all? It scares me.
Leave? Just leave tens of thousands of innocents to burn down there?
You've worn those glasses your whole life. Just for once, let your daughter look into your eyes. You probably wouldn't like it. Why?
Because you'd see too much of yourself.
Take off the mask, please. Tell me, does your risk atlas show who loves you and who hates you?
Always, Anna. It's riskier to love than it is to hate.
Doesn't that mean that people need risk?
Nonsense. People don't need risk any more than they need famine or pestilence.
Without risk, wouldn't we be just like machines?
You'd be right, Anna, except for one important detail. My risk atlas doesn't compel me to avoid risk. It merely affords me the possibility of avoiding it.
I'm not sure I really understand what you're saying.
I've made some improvements on the original risk atlas. 3 mazers in parallel. It means I can avert the smallest risk. Even the risk of aging can be predicted and avoided. I'm immortal, but I'm willing to die if you decide that I pose a threat that must be prevented.
But how can you die if you're immortal?
Very simply, my dear. Pull this lever and you lock the rudder in its present course. The airship will crash directly into the Ferris wheel. I will die willingly, but thousands of innocent people won't have that choice.
But I don't want you or anyone else to die. I just want you to come back home for me, your daughter.
Steer the ship away, and the disaster is averted. But I will keep on time walking, only with you, my daughter, as my protégé.
I don't believe you. You're bluffing.
Understand this. Once that lever is pulled, it cannot be pushed back.
So far, you've undone every move I've made.
I will accept this fate, Anna, provided that you accept that you are the sole author of it.
You'd never go through with it, not while I'm on board.
This is about what you will do. Are you willing to take the biggest risk of your life?
So that's the bargain? I get to save the people below?
And I get a daughter to walk through time with me.
If I become a time walker like you, where would we live?
On the mountains of Mars, or the palace of Maharaja. Wherever we want.
Mars doesn't have air.
Not in this epoch.
That sounds more frightening than fun.
Of course you're frightened, but my risk atlas changes everything. All fear and doubt will become distant memories. No accident will befall you, because you will be the architect of everything that happens. It's not playing God. It's becoming the angel of your own destiny.
That sounds better. Wouldn't I give up on any chance of living a normal life?
Think about it, Anna. I'm offering you a life of absolute certainty. Want to witness the glory of Pompeii before it is lost to lava and ash? We can do it. Want to stroll the decks of the Titanic moments before it becomes the stuff of legends? We can do it, Anna. Because with my risk atlas, no harm can come to us.
You make it seem like the safest choice.
It is. All you need to do is decide to turn the airship.
First, I need to decide if I should trust you. You said your risk atlas. Would I ever get my own risk atlas?
Yes, of course. That's what this has been all about. What's it to be, my angel? Will you choose a life without risk?
I would like to see what the world looks like through your eyes. Oh my goodness, Father, these are miraculous. I can see...
Everything.
Everything, yes! The World Fair is on fire.
You see, Anna, nothing is the same. Anna, give me your atlas.
Don't worry, I'll guide you. There's a loose bolt in that steel thing over there, and don't put any weight on those cables, they're completely rusted out.
What is it, Anna? What do you see?
Stay over there, Father! Don't come any closer! Thomas!
Anna, I came the very instant I realized you had gone. But why didn't you wait for me?
You think I didn't see you coming, old man?
Edgar? Can it be? But how?
Can someone please tell me what is happening here?
I'm so sorry, Anna. I had no idea. This man is my son Edgar. He is not your father.
Is that true?
Listen to me, Anna. After your father disappeared, I watched over you. And I've come to love you as a father loves a daughter.
Watched over me? You've been haunting us like a ghost.
You wouldn't have understood before. You weren't ready.
Is this your idea of being a father? Putting Anna in danger at every turn?
She had to learn.
Learn what? To cheat destiny? To live life without a single surprise?
I don't understand, Edgar. Did you think I would never find out who you really were?
I hoped it wouldn't matter. I've been so alone, Anna. So terrifyingly alone. I've waited 150 years for someone like me.
I'm nothing like you.
Anna, Whatever you do, don't give Edgar that Risk Atlas. This must end.
Come away with me, Anna, right now. Remember all the things we said we would do together? Just bring the Atlas to me.
Do that, Anna, and you condemn the two of you to an endless, joyless life in the shadows.
You were right, Edgar. I can see who loves me, just as you said. What's wrong? Are you sick?
Can't function without the Risk Atlas, Anna. He is no longer capable of judging anything for himself.
I'm sorry, Edgar. It has to be this way.
No, no, no!
Hang on, Edgar.
We're coming! This is as close as I can get. You'll have to reach for it.
I know what you saw on the Risk Atlas. My fate.
Never mind what I saw. I'm not going to let you fall.
It's no good, Anna. I won't risk you suffering as I have.